What will you do in 2026 to become the best possible leadership version of yourself? I'm Suzanne L. Nagar, executive coach and founder of Vantage Shift. I empower leaders to transform from reactive to strategic, to lead with confidence and clarity, and to amplify their impact. Drawing on 15 plus years of business building leadership experience across Fortune 500 companies and my coaching experience with leaders at all levels, I deliver insights that address the real challenges that are facing corporate leaders today. The constantly changing business landscape, the crushing expectations to do more with less, and a challenging environment for career transitions and advancement. As we approach 2026, I want to share 3 paradigm shifts I wish for every leader I work with that will transform careers and teams. In this video, I'll look at influence, vision, and courage, and provide a practical tip to help you on your way for each shift. First, I wish you influence. True leadership means extending your influence beyond just the boundaries of your own team and across organizational boundaries. As a leader, your main goal should not be to simply manage to KPIs, but to shape your organization's culture and strategy. You got to where you are in part because you know how to build and grow relationships. You know how to get to know your colleagues, partner with them, and work as part of a team. But have you become a solid performer, staying in your own lane? Or are you affecting ways of working and norms across the organization? What you do after those relationships are formed makes all the difference with regard to your influence. A great way to build influence is to engage others in thinking about changes and improvements. Maybe there's a cross-functional process that has multiple departmental customers that's antiquated and in need of an overhaul. Or perhaps you found that there are teams that should communicate more frequently, but information isn't being shared. As a leader with influence, you can be the one to start the conversation, bring people together for discussions, share your knowledge and insights, surface competing priorities, and bring them to the table, and find the common ground for decision making. I encourage you to start growing your influence by finding one organizational initiative that's not under your direct auspices right now, where you can contribute your expertise. Secondly, I wish you vision. Vision matters. It's what gives meaning to your work and your team's work. It's why you do what you do and in the way that you do it. What matters even more is communicating it in a way that your team and others around you understand and are drawn to it. You probably have some great ideas that you know will make a big difference in your functions and team's performance. Do you struggle to articulate them? Ideas that don't land with the listeners don't become a vision that can be implemented. In my Lessons in Leadership from Arati series on Medium, I wrote about sharing your vision. Here are some thoughts to keep in mind when you not only want to communicate your vision, but to bring people on board with it too. Speak their language. You've heard that it's important to know your audience and to use words and phrases that resonate with them. But it's also important to communicate in ways that enable them to hear you. For example, when speaking to a sales team that's used to speaking plainly and moving fast, if you start in on a bunch of technical jargon and you speak in a really slow, measured voice, you're going to lose them. They'll tune out your message because they'll get stuck on your communication style. Start with the familiar. Begin your communication from where you all are today. That helps to ground people. Then they'll be more comfortable hearing what's coming next. It'll feel more like a smooth transition instead of a jolt. Break it down. The gap from here to there looks daunting to people when they don't see the path. Communicate a summary and then walk them in steps to the desired end result. The step by step will also give you the opportunity to talk about not just the what, but the how. And give people time to think and ask questions. Good communicators know that you need to pause and let listeners process what they heard, particularly if you have introverts in your group. Allow people to share their responses and ideas after they've had time to reflect. When they engage through their questions, you will know for sure that you've reached them. One way to improve how you communicate your vision is to practice sharing it. Pretend it's an elevator pitch and develop a 30-second and 5-minute version of your vision share. Thirdly, I wish you courage. There wasn't a single year in my long career where I didn't have a change that I wanted to make. Sometimes I just wanted to modify the role I had by taking on a new accountability, maybe expanding my remit, or improving how my team did some work. But there were other times when I wanted to move to a completely new industry, move into a new function, or move up. I imagine that you also have something, or perhaps multiple somethings about your role or your career that you want to change. Career transformation is all about having the courage to step into the unknown, to get a little uncomfortable, to challenge yourself. In my coaching practice, I've specialized in helping leaders navigate transitions. Building the courage to make your desired career change starts with being open to the possibilities. Occasionally, the chance to make a change lands in your lap unexpectedly. If you're open to to the possibilities, then you'll be ready to take that leap. But most times, you need to plan for the change. There's a stepwise process that I've found works really well with my clients. But what's key for you here is to define the intersection of your ambitions and goals, your skills, education, and experience, and your life considerations. The courage that I wish for you also help you get over the fear of the new, and it will allow you to help others if they need to come along on your journey. If you're making a change to your function, then your team will be affected. That's another topic I tackled in my Lessons in Leadership from Maradi series, and it's new to me. Prepare the team for the coming change. Tell them what's coming, step through the changes, and then summarize. Ensure understanding with open-ended questions like, what questions do you have? Or what other thoughts occur to you as you think about this next step? Be careful not to ask questions that might elicit a yes or no response. If you ask, for example, instead of what questions do you have, any questions, a lot of people will be timid about asking a question because they're going to assume the answer should be no. Next, you want to walk with your team as they adopt the change. And what I mean by that is you stay close, you move along with them, you watch them, and you offer encouragement. And then encourage questions and foster peer learning to make sure you're bringing the whole team along. One way that you can build the courage for transformation is to identify one change that you've been putting off and take the first step toward making that change. My wishes for you and other leaders in 2026 is to build influence, vision, and courage. These paradigm shifts are interrelated as it takes vision to plan, courage to execute, and influence to get other people on board for the impact that you want to have. What will your leadership look like in 2026? Book an intro chat to explore how coaching can help you be the leader you know you can be. You already have what it takes. Now it's about unlocking your full potential. I'm Suzanne El Nagar, and I wish you a prosperous 2026.